We have the Nine of Pentacles. Good job, Aries. Like, that's what the Nine of Pentacles is saying. You've done really well. You've done really well. And I know it doesn't always feel that way. Because the Nine of Pentacles is, she's worked really hard to create this sanctuary, this garden that she's standing in. She did it. And it's about enjoying what you've created. Now, sometimes we don't, right? Because we're always looking for the next thing. What do I do next? What's happened? And you've got Judgment here and you've got Death coming up here. So that is rebirth, death, transformation, dark night of the soul energy, if you want to call it that. But you survived it. And that's why I say about the Nine of Pentacles, whether you are in a studio apartment that you're barely making rent on, whether you live in a mansion, or whether this is your peace of mind and, you've gotten to a good place in your relationships and your boundaries and all that physical stuff, because Pentacles is always like our physical body, our homes, our possessions, our savings, our investments, even our relationships, but anything around physically the support and stability that we're creating, if I could speak, right? It's that. Now I kind of get the sense with Judgment coming up with this, that, and with Death underneath it, that it feels like there's been a lot of loss. It's been a lot of loss, but you're still, do you see that? I hope you see that. I hope you see that, how just surviving it or getting through it or still being able to remain standing after everything that you've been through, that is a big deal. That is a big deal. So hats off to you. Kudos to you. Pat on the back for you. Just know that I love you guys for this, that you did it. The Nine of Pentacles, you did it yourself. Next challenge is coming in though. And I get it. It's taken you so much to get to this place of stability after this. This is the dark night of the soul energy. This is where there's been a death. Judgment calls for a decision, and it's a decision that's going to change everything. And I kind of feel for you guys, it's going to threaten, I don't like the word threaten, but to threaten that security and stability. Now, it's not in the sense of the Four of Pentacles. Both the Four of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles speak about comfort zones. And the Four of Pentacles is that I don't have enough to give to this. I'm stuck. I don't want to risk it. This is also the same. It's where that becomes a gilded cage now. Whatever that sense of stability, security is that you've gotten, it can feel like a gilded cage. Why? Because it took so much hard work to get to that place of stability. And it's like, I don't want to risk it again. But the Nine of Pentacles tells us, enjoy it, but know that there is a whole world out there to explore. A whole world out there to explore. And that's been a repeat message that's been coming up a lot in Sagittarius season for a lot of people, and the challenges and stuff, which is we kind of feel like we've achieved something. Hopefully we do. I know a lot of people don't, because we're still, I haven't got this yet and I haven't got that yet. And it's like, no, look at how far you've come. Look at how much you have achieved. But it's about drawing a line under that now. It's about upping your game. That's why Judgment is a judgment call it requires. But it's going to be killing off an old version of us so that a new version can be reborn. So there's a second chance here. But when we say second chance, it's not doing something again. It's not doing the same thing again. You're going to have a new life now. So that old version of you, that's gone. But the thing is, we don't want to leave it, right? Because I get it, because I've been talking a lot about my inner warrior, and you guys are the warriors. I actually just said to a friend, because I had a quick chat with her, and I was like, okay, I need to go now. I'm going to go read for the warriors. And she said, you are a warrior. Even my warrior nature, that comes from Aries. That comes from all the Aries in my chart. The natural warriors. And my progressed moon is in Aries. Sorry, I'm hitting the mic here. My progressed moon is in Aries. So, that's why a lot of that warrior path stuff has been a big part of my journey the last couple of years. That's starting to switch up. So it's then what we see as a fight. Or, the battle might have been outside in the real world before, like to get our finances straight, to go for the work that we want, to get the relationship we want, to get our independence, whatever it was. The nature of the fight is about to change, Aries. And I understand that. And that's difficult because you're so good at how you did it before, but you're about to do it in a different way. These two both say that. This transformation, change that's happening, it's you. What you see as a battle. Because the stuff that other people see as a battle, that's easy for you. Just saying, you got strength here. It's a past energy. strong. You dug deep. You got the courage. You've kind of, and you know, strength isn't always about the fight, because she's the one that has the strength, not the lion, right? And it's about surviving. It's about, you know, enduring. That takes strength. Digging deep, sticking with it and stuff. That is all strength. That is all strength. And you've done that. Like, you know, there's a big confirmation here, even if you don't feel it for this, that you did so well. You did so well. And I say that often to people that, you know, you are a warrior. And I used to say it to people with chronic illness, that, you know, you're a warrior, that some days just breathing, sitting up in bed, that makes you a warrior. When it's easy, when you're flying high, there's no warrior needed for that. We don't need a warrior during peace times. We need a warrior during war times. And the fight's about to change. I'll say that for you. And it's bigger, but it's more, this was like training camp. That's what it feels like. And a lot of you are probably thinking, what, Jay? Don't say that. It will get easier, I promise you. This is the phoenix rising up from the ashes. Phoenix rising up from the ashes. There's a new you being born. You are equipped for this. Please trust that. But what happens is we've got swords coming up at the heart of this, and that's the Seven of Swords there. Sevens always ask us one question. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Now, if you get the Seven of Swords, is it worth the risk? Do I need to plan this a bit more? Does it, you know, she's trying to avoid something. Seven of Swords person is the thief and the knight. That's why it's seen as the lie, cheater, deception card. But we can't really lie to ourselves. And whenever the Seven of Swords comes up, even if there have been lies or, you know, things being hidden, they usually come out when the Seven of Swords comes out. Especially if the sun comes up anywhere around this. We don't have the sun, but we have the star coming up there. And this could be something that, you know, we've been hiding, and it's time to bring it out of the shadows. We'll get a clarifier for that and see what is around that Seven of Swords. That's the heart of everything. Is it worth the risk? That's what you're doing right now. Is it? And doesn't that tie in with what I was saying about the Five of Swords? That is it a battle worth fighting? Is it worth getting into this? But we only have those kinds of questions if there's a win-lose scenario, and it isn't. It's a win-win scenario. And that's why I think it's so important to know about the strength that you've exhibited and this kind of independence and what you've built and how you've survived and how you found that kind of safe spot for yourself, landed on your feet, defying this kind of dark night of the soul energy. In fact, that's what's helped you to do it. It may not feel like it because we just want it over, right? But even going through that, it shows us something about ourselves, about your strength, plural. Because I feel like whatever you've been through has shown you that, you know, there's more to you. There's more to you than what you realized. You on your own are good. This is to do with the people in your life. Friends, family members, colleagues that you work with, you know, partners, romantic life, whatever. It's all of that. Now, I get it because you've had so many losses. You've had so many losses, right? And I don't mean that in, you know, a literal way. There's versions of you that have died. There's versions of me that have died. So I absolutely understand it. There's versions of all of us that have died. We no longer want that, or things that mattered to us no longer matter. And so temperance is about taking stock of where we are. Now, if you just come out of that, death of self, death of stuff around you as a result of whatever's changed within you, that kind of stuff's been happening. Of course you want to avoid shit. It's like, you know, I don't need any more drama in my life, Jay. I'm good. You know, I just want an easy life. I just want a quiet life. I just want to stay with my little swords that I've got. And I'm good with that. Are you though? Be honest with yourself. Because what we've got here with the Three of Pentacles, it's compromise. It's working with other people. It's mind, body and spirit coming together to plan and create for the future. Getting the right people for their job, getting the right aspects of yourself, all of you whole, you know, bringing them all together so you can blend this stuff together and have a life that flows more harmoniously and in a balanced way and in a moderate way so that every box is ticked. Not that you're working hard, but your family life is crap, or that, you know, your money's started to get good, but you don't have a love life, right? Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying you have to have a love life. I'm just giving some examples there. I don't date or anything, so I'm not judging anyone. But, you know, that's what the Three of Pentacles is. But you can make all the plans in the world. You can make every plan in the world. And you know this. You know this better than anyone, Aries. But Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Four of Pentacles. So you've got two cards of the comfort zone coming up. Now, I always look at who I'm reading for. So this is Aries energy. Aries is not a coward. Aries is not the type that's going to overthink things and say, oh, Aries is like, oh, let's go do that. That's what I love about Aries. Every Aries in my life, every Aries that I know and love, that's what I love about him. One of my exes that I lived with for 5 years, Aries moon, I loved that about him. Like, he was very sure on what he wanted or liked and how he felt, you know, that kind of energy, very definite yes, no, you know, and I love that. I absolutely love that. That's kind of one of the reasons he didn't overthink things as a Gemini, is because he had that Aries moon. However, so, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, for you guys then to get 2 comfort zone cards, that's going to be big, right? Think about that. Something mundane, something day to day, that's not going to rattle your cage. You can handle that. You're a pro at handling that, with death and judgment coming up, with strength coming up here. You're a pro at handling that. So you know it's going to be something juicy and good, that way Aries is saying, I'm just going to grab my swords and run with this. I don't know if I want to do this, because it's massive. So we keep it in context. I take a magnifying glass for the energies. But and it may be that that's what it is, that you're planning something big, or, you know, you're going to have to work with people, or you can't pull this off by yourself. There's other people are going to be involved in this. And that's not really your style. Aries is I am. And usually who you are, 9 of Pentacles, is that's good enough. I can do it myself. I can go take care of this. I have a lot of, I have people in my family who have Aries as their south node or their north node. And the north node people, I'm always trying to encourage them to say, look, you can't do things by committee. You have to go and charge ahead and go and do stuff for yourself. And the north node people, that's the Aries north node. The Aries south node people, I'm always saying to them that, look, learn how to partner up with people, learn how to work with other people. Now, it's interesting that comes in, because that's that axis, that's the energy that I feel coming up in this reading. And so that's the dilemma. You'd be good on your own. You'd be good, like, you know, getting out there, and if it was just on you, but it doesn't feel like it's just you. It's who you're working with, the people, other people involved in this. And that 4 of Pentacles, he's trying to hold, or she's trying to hold on, to the pentacles that she has. Because it's taken her so long to get that stability and that security, and you've done that here, right? And it will make her feel vulnerable. But the truth of this card is nothing will change. And that's brilliant. That's amazing, considering how much change you've already gone through. So there may be this reluctance to get, oh my God, more change like that. You know, I've made my peace with the change I've gone through. I get that. But whatever that piece is that you've made, and you know what's of value to you now, which is amazing. This card says, well, we need to go spend it, invest it, do something with it, risk it. In other ways, it's a risk. It's always a risk. Unless we do, nothing will change. We won't lose what we have if we sit here with this, but we're not going to get anything new. This is truly, you know, when people say, will stuff change? Or, you know, which I don't advise people having those kinds of questions with the tarot, because it's up to us. If this card comes up, it's a no. It's like, no, unless you do something differently, and unless you risk that stability, that security, come out of your comfort zone a little bit, nothing will change. And I understand it is a direct contrast to the change that's been happening around you. It feels like you're in the eye of the storm. Like, around you, there's a storm raging, and you found the eye of the storm, and you're sat there and you're like, okay, look, everything's, but it's not real, because there's a storm raging around you. And for you to kind of get out there and live a life, and to create more, or to go follow your dream, or to go do whatever, you're going to have to get from the eye of the storm to outside of the storm, which means you're going to have to pass through it. That's what I think I keep calling it a fight or an argument. And it's not an argument, but the conflict, whatever it might be, inner conflict, outer conflict, the conflict of taking a risk, the conflict of showing your hand, you know, whatever it is that you've been working on in the shadows, the secret. It's that. That's what gets you out of the storm. So please stop thinking that if you're, you know, but that it's compromise. And I don't mean compromises and compromising your values. I mean, we're talking about storms here. if you think about an oak tree, now I love oak trees, I'm also talking about oak trees. If you think of an oak tree, if there's a storm, it will, it will sway and stuff. It's not going to just topple over. We had a cherry tree, I remember when I was a kid in our back, and the roots, there was a massive storm once when we were kids, and it kind of tilted a little bit, but we had to get it chopped down eventually because the roots were so far underneath the houses that it would have ripped up the foundations of the houses if that tree had toppled over and stuff, which it wasn't going to. I don't think they actually needed to chop it down, but hey, that's just me. So it's having your roots so far, and your roots are good. That's what I'm trying to tell you. 9 of Pentacles strength. Your roots are good. You can weather the storm. Knowing what your deal breakers are, but being flexible on everything else. Everything else you're flexible on. Now, that's where you are right now. Very much focused on, this is where I am. I want everything to be however you want it to be. But the star coming in says it's about time. You're going to pick your star to go forward. What is your star? It's the wish. This is the major arcana version of the 9 of Cups, the wish card. What is it that fills you? What is it that you feel? What did you come here to do? What are you fated to do? What do you feel destined to do? What's your life purpose? I don't know, that's kind of big because you're thinking, what? I don't know. I've just barely survived this stuff. I get it. But out of that, there's something new being born. And it's up to us. We pick the star in the night sky. We pick it. And maybe that's what Sagittarius season is for you. So you can pick, well, okay, this is what I'm going to go and do. This is the adventure that I pick. This is the adventure that I'm going to pick. And so with this star, and I just feel like you're not ready for that adventure for whatever reason. It's like, can I just sit for 5 minutes? I'm getting kind of that kind of a feel from this. But once we pick that star, the point is not, like a lot of people when they pick something, they want their next step to be the star in their hands. Like, oh, I'll pick that star, but I want it now. Or I'm not going to pick that star. That's the star I want, but because I can't see how to get it. The point of the wish, the point of the dream, the point of the goal, the point of that star is that it guides you. That you kind of look up at that star and that's my guiding star. That's where true healing comes in. And when I start walking towards that, start walking with the guidance of the star that I picked. Hang on one second. Let me just grab some water. Sorry, I've been talking all day. My throat starts going by the afternoon. It is afternoon now. Okay. I can feel it. I can feel it straight away with that 5 of Swords, the way it flipped out. Let's talk about this first. 2 cards that talk about fate and destiny are these 2, and they're big. 2 major arcana cards. Whatever it is, wherever you are, if you can't see what your fate is, what your destiny is, and I was like, I don't even know my life purpose. I know I'm kind of stuck and it's okay where I am, but I don't know how to move forward. I don't know how to step into my destiny or into my path, right? It's because when we try to block off and keep safe what we have, we kind of try to keep it safe, right? The boundary. That's what I mean. The boundary can become the comfort zone. We don't even realize it because it once upon a time was an extension of our boundary, but now we're used to it. We're good with that. But when we do that, we not only keep out the bad, we also keep out the good. We also keep out the new. To stay put where we are, holding on to what makes us feel safe, we don't have, how do we move forward from there? And this is massive. Like, this is opportunity coming in, the wheel turning. That's Jupiter. So as a timing card, I've been seeing the Wheel of Fortune a lot. This may be to do with, when Jupiter switches into Capricorn. That's a big effect for you. That's where you get to go forward, your legacy. What is it that I'm here to do? That kind of energy. But you're thinking about it now. You're assessing your experience of life right now. You've heard me say this before. There are 5 major cards of change in the major arcana. They're my big 5 that I call of change. That where everything is changing across the board. Relationships, work, everything changes with those. And they are, well, everyone knows the Tower and the World. So those 2 are 2 of them. But you got the other 3. Judgment, Death, Wheel of Fortune. Massive change. And you feel it. And the thing is, right before a change like that, and I don't know if anyone's seen Endgame, Avengers, and I won't give spoilers if you haven't seen it, or just forward it about 30 seconds, a minute, for me talking about it. But there's a scene in it where there's only 3 of them there. I won't say which 3 they are. And, 2 of them are lying broken on the ground. And one of them is like kind of heaving himself up, like, what the hell, like that. And before him, there is an army amassed. There's more and more people showing up, and there's only 3 of them to fight there's thousands that have come before them. And in that moment, that's this. In that moment, that's when it's like, we're screwed. We're screwed, right? Yeah, what the hell? But when you want to keep something safe, that's when you will fight for it as well. Like, what else is this person going to do? He's going to stand up and fight. And one thing I know for sure, because I've been having this kind of a moment in my own life, is that when we feel like that, when we're digging deep, and you've been doing this for a while, when you're digging deep and you're like, okay, doesn't matter. If I go down with this, I'm going down. I'm going down with the ship, but it's my ship and I'm going to stand and defend it. That is when help shows up. But it's when we make that decision to take a stand. And you haven't made that decision to take a stand yet, but you will make that decision to take a stand. That's what you're being encouraged to do. That's the energy that's coming in for you, is this is my bitches and you can't have it. This is what I stand for. You take a stand instead of this, which is, I don't want to deal with this. Nothing wrong with this. But you know what they say, that a strong defense is a good offense. Like, if you go on that, no, you can't have it. That's mine. This is what I stand for. This is what I defend. It is mine. I'm going to defend my path, my journey, my wish, the opportunities that I see. It's mine. And I'm almost sounding very Taurus-like with that kind of energy. But it is that. This is that I'm going to stand up for this. And trust me, in that moment, I know it looks, and it's weird because I'm seeing that kind of end game scene. I know it looks insurmountable. I know you're like, I just want to go and curl up and can I just stay safe here? I'll just stay safe here. You are safe here. Trust me, you are. But that's what gives you that square inch of the earth that you're stood on now to change everything. And it's almost like once you stand up, once you say, look, I'm going to do this. I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it because it's my fate. I'm doing it because it's my destiny. I'm doing it because this is the only way that I will heal, that I can live with myself. This is how I plan to do it. And you take that stand, everything opens up like that. It has to do with, this is beautiful energy. This is absolutely beautiful energy that comes in for you. We look up. I know you're on the ground, that kind of just trying to not get kicked or whatever, but you stand up and you look up, and that's where you see your star, and you also see how you can do it. And that the time has changed. The time may not have been right before. You needed to get yourself a bit of ground to stand on, but now you have that ground to stand on. And so with the 5 of Swords coming up as the advice, we talked about this a little bit at the beginning. This is very much an energy of, yes, it says pick your battles wisely, but I think you're ready for any fight now. A strong stand is what is needed. And the person in the 7 of Wands, there's nothing to show that they will fail. They have the higher ground. We see her. We don't see the other people holding the wand. All right, my lovelies, those are your messages for this week. No outro this time because I rambled enough in these readings. I love you guys very much. Whatever you get up to in December.